10 o'clock news on Channel 6. And today's top story, Nipro UK have released a statement regarding the Flixborough power plant which exploded 2 months ago. We go live now to their CEO.
The release of combustible material and the subsequent explosion at the caprolactam production site should never have happened, and I am deeply sorry that it did. None of us yet know why it happened, but whatever the reason, we at Nipro UK and our associates will do whatever we can to make certain an incident like this does not happen again. Since the 1st of June, I have spent a great deal of time in the region and in the Incident Command Centre situated outside Flixborough. And let there be no mistake, I understand how serious the situation is. This is a tragedy. People lost their lives, others were injured, and people are suffering as a consequence. This is completely unacceptable. I understand that, and let me be very clear, I fully grasp the terrible reality of the situation. When I learned that 28 men had lost their lives in the explosion and the subsequent fire that occurred, I was personally devastated. 3 weeks ago, I attended a memorial service for those men, and it was a shattering moment. I want to offer my sincere condolences to their friends and family. I can only imagine their sorrow. My sadness has only grown as the disaster continues. I want to speak directly to the people who live and work in and around Flixborough. I know this incident has profoundly impacted lives and caused turmoil, and I deeply regret that. Indeed, this is personal for us at Nipro UK. I want to acknowledge any questions that you and the public are rightly asking. How could this happen? Why were safety measures not implemented sooner? How can we prevent this from occurring again? We don't yet have answers to all these important questions, but I hear your concerns, fears, frustration and anger being voiced across the country. I understand it, and I know that these sentiments will continue until the investigation has ended. Our actions will mean more than words, and we know that, in the end, we'll be justified by the quality of our response. Until this happens, no words are satisfying. Nonetheless, I'm here today because I have a responsibility to the British public to do my best to explain what Nipro UK has done, and is doing, and will do in the future to respond to this terrible incident. And while we can't undo these tragic events, I give you my word that we will do the right thing. We will not rest until we ensure suitable safety measures are implemented to ensure that this never occurs again. From the moment I learned of the explosion fire, I committed the global resources of Nipro UK to the response effort. To be sure, now that I know the company is perfect, but we are unwavering in our commitment to fulfil all of our responsibilities.
Steve, you're going to leave the village?
I shall not be asking any questions.
Murderer!
When the clock at Burton Post Office, 2 miles away, was stopped by the force of the biggest peacetime explosion ever known in Britain. No one yet knows what caused the chemicals used in nylon making to ignite with such devastating effect. But already the statistics begin to make grim reading. 29 believed dead, many more injured, damage worth anything up to £70 million.
hospital with Jed McCullum, one of the 37 injured in the incident. Jed, what was your job in the plant?
I was a trainee technician. It was my first 6 months working at Flixborough.
Why were you in the plant over the weekend?
The plant runs 24/7 with a reduced workload over the weekend. Luckily, the smaller number of staff meant less people got injured.
Were there any warnings before the explosion happened?
We knew there had been damage to reactor 5, and it's why the plant closed down a few weeks ago. We had a limited amount of time to make repairs, as the bosses keep us under lots of pressure. Would we have would we have made better repairs if we had been given more time? Probably.
So does that mean that you'd blame the bosses?
Aye.
What were your injuries from the incident?
I have a few burns and a couple of broken bones, but I was lucky I wasn't in the control room. The doors locked and they were unable to escape, and all the fire burned for days.
There you have it, a brave story from a brave man. I'm now here speaking to the chemical industries expert who has been investigating the case of the incident. Amy, can you take me through your findings?
Yeah. The disaster at Nitro plant at Flixborough on the 1st of June was a result of ignorance rather than just a simple mechanical failure. The Flixborough plant produced raw materials for nylon. The disaster happened during the processing of cyclohexane, one of these raw materials. The result of the disaster was 28 fatalities and a further 36 workers suffering from injuries. Cyclohexane is a highly flammable component liquid. During plant operation, it was found that reactor number 5 was leaking cyclohexane, so it was decided that the plant should be shut down for an investigation. The result of the investigation was the decision to install a temporary bypass. It should be noted that this temporary bypass was used for 2 months prior to the disaster. The 20-inch temporary bypass linking 2 of the plant's 6 reactors suddenly failed, causing cyclohexane to escape. The result of this failure was a massive vapor cloud explosion, which caused extensive damage and started numerous fires on site.
So do you think this could have been prevented?
Yeah. This disaster can be linked to being triggered by numerous failures occurring in the process, 18 to be exact. If these were fully understood by the plant's chemical engineers, this would not have happened.
Can you tell me what some of these failures were?
This plant modification for the bypass, it was carried out without full assessment of the safety consequences. For example, no pressure testing was carried out. And obviously the bypass was allowed to run for longer than a temporary basis.
I'm here now with the owner of a local pub just a few miles away from where the incident happened. Are you able to take me through your events on that Saturday afternoon?
Hi there, Oliver. Well, it started off a pretty regular Saturday afternoon. The locals were in after the football, having a drink, and then all of a sudden we heard the nitro alarm, which is quite a common occurrence, you know, living next to a chemical plant and all that. So we went outside just to see what was going on. We could see the plant in the distance because the pub is like 2 or 3 miles away, and all of a sudden everything started leaning towards us. It was a really weird sensation, and then we heard a big bang, and then a balloon of smoke went up, shaped like a mushroom, turned around, all the windows went in, tiles flying off the roofs. I heard screaming from inside the pub. I grabbed my wife to make sure she was okay, and then went back inside to see all the locals. People had cut from the glass on the pub, and then so we waited around for 20 minutes to see what was going on. We saw flames coming from the plant, and then emergency services asked us to evacuate the village, and it was out for about 7 days maybe before we were able to go back in.
Do you think things will ever get back to normal in this town?
Well, it's hard to say really, because everybody outside the town just thinks that, oh yes, it's horrible for people who lost family members, lost friends, and then a few months on just forget about the residents in the town, you know, how it's affected them. Like I had my Leslie, a local that comes in quite often to the pub, a good friend of mine, and she was saying how her kids never play in the field they used to play in before near the plant, because when they were out playing they heard a big bang and then they got really scared, and it's just affected everybody psychologically, you know. But yeah, it will do eventually. We're all coming together as a community, and I'm sure everything will get sorted eventually.
If you had the opportunity now, would you like to move away from this area and start fresh somewhere else?
People have asked me that exact same question time and time again, but never, you know, because even though I've had some of the worst memories of my life in this land, I've also had some of the best memories of my life, like my wedding day, my kids, everything. So, and the community is just getting stronger. So I'd never be able to leave this place. I've lived here all my life, and yeah. So no.
I'm now here with Michael, who lives in the nearby village of Scunthorpe, close to where the incident happened. Can you please tell me what you were doing at the time of the event?
Yeah, so I was like there with my dudes and dudettes, and we were just sitting there. It's a normal Saturday.
And then all I hear is kablam, and I'm like, whoa, what's that? So we go outside and we're like, everyone was like around going to see what's happening. All the houses were being like damaged, and I turned to my mate, and he's like, I think Nitros has gone up, and I'm like, bummer. And then we tried to go find help, and then the police came, but you know.
How has your life been affected since this happened?
Well, obviously my house was like severely damaged, and I've had to move my life. I mean, I've had to change town. It's nothing well. I don't feel safe here anymore, just with Nitro.
Well, I'm very sorry to hear that. Anyway, back to you in the studio.
Very sad news there. And now the weather. Well, as you can see, it's sunny down south and rainy up north.